Bear with me, guys and gals. Trying to get my shit
Now, are
together.
we meeting on Tuesday?
Yes, we're going back to our normal Tuesdays. Or, well, yeah, or not our normal Tuesdays, but our normal Tuesday.
We may need to talk about that a little bit after this.
Okay.
Okay.
For this week. I know you're getting into your busy season.
No, my grandpa just came home from the hospital, so I don't know if I want to see him on Tuesday or not.
Oh, dang.
'Cause I'm
Okay.
getting off early.
Gotcha. Okay. And then, yeah, then I know you have
But I guess I
that
can wait the weekend. I don't
work
know.
thing coming up. So.
We'll see, because I haven't decided yet, because I've been there. That's why we couldn't play Wednesday.
Oh, gotcha. I hope everything's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me make sure we're live on sound. Yep.
Yeah.
I'd say so.
Heard?
Yeah, that was you.
I would say that's correct. All right. Well, let's get right back into it. Excuse me. So, little recap. Setting as the sun begins to rise over the Frostwood Vale, the party stands at the edge of the somber battlefield. Their spirits had been weighed down by the recent encounters with Fenris the Blood Moon. In a devastating revelation, Bojack discovered that the werewolves he fought were, in fact, his cursed family. The weight of this truth crushed him, and the party rallies around their grief-stricken friend, vowing to uncover the truth caused behind this cruel fate. So, after the party left, we regroup and make our way to Elvenhome. They collect their bounty from Mayor Bramblebottom, who yet again refused Kezia's entry into the town of Elvenhome due to her misplacing the Crystal of Luminara. Determined and resolute, the party decide to make their next steps, seeking out Kezia's grandmother, a powerful witch who might hold some answers about one of their party members, Kethgar's mysterious affliction. As they made their way and journeyed towards her grandmother, they went through a desolate village, recently ravaged and left in ruins. Stealthily, they investigate and find a lone survivor hidden among the rubble. The survivor, terrified and trembling, explained that the town was mercilessly slaughtered. As they planned to escort the survivor to safety, the familiar figures of the Crimson Blades emerged, clad in their ominous crimson armor. A tense standoff ensued, with both parties exchanging heated words. The Crimson Blades, known for their treachery, attempted to deceive everyone by claiming that they had heroically dispatched a village of werewolves. However, the truth may be quite darker, as it might be implied from the survivor that they had slaughtered all of the innocent villagers. The arrival of Lieutenant Celine Nishad, a formidable member of the Sovereign Watch, adds a layer of complexity the situation. She questions both parties, trying to discern the truth. Despite the survivor's fear and the Crimson Blade's lies, the party struggles to expose the deceit. So, that is where we pick up. That is where we are coming from our last episode. The morning light still filters through the trees, casting long shadows over this devastated village, and the air is thick with tension as Lieutenant Celine, piercing gaze, moves between the party and person to person. Her shadow wolf, its fur dark as midnight, stands at her side. Its glowing eyes peer person to person to person. The survivor cowers behind your party, and we pick back up with Lady Lieutenant Celine saying, "Enough. We will get to the bottom of this. Truth always prevails, and justice will be served. Speak now, all of you."
Hello. What truth are we speaking?
Well, from the survivors' testimony, it seems that this group is heroes. They slaughtered the werewolves.
They very clearly were trying to intimidate this witness. And, I think if we were removed from this group, another story might prevail.
I think to discern the truth, Lady Celine strokes her chin. I think I'll talk to each party individually. Since you, and she looks at the Crimson Blades, you were here first, and from what the witness says, you did save the village from werewolves. I'll interrogate you first. So her and the Crimson Blades shift off to the side, and you can see they're starting to talk.
I hate them so much. They're the absolute worst. How do we make sure this kid doesn't blow it again?
I'm actually not too sure. I mean, he already spoke everything, and it's obviously clear that he was under a spell, and she saw it. I'm not really too sure on.
Do we know who she is, reports to, quote unquote?
Yeah, you could. Anyone who wants to recall any previous history about the Sovereign Watch can definitely make a history check. See what you know, what you recall of these. I mean, they are. We'll see if they're as well known as as they are.
Let's see. Anybody else want to give a shot first?
Yeah,
You are elf, so.
Oh, God.
You are an elf of the woods.
It's a history?
It's a history check.
Yikes. 11.
Okay, anybody else?
I can give it a go.
See what you know. See what you recall.
It's a nat 20.
Woo!
Hey, let's go.
There it is.
Thank God.
Alright.
Yeah. So Luna, from your time going city to city and alley to alley, the Sovereign Watch has always been a prominent figure in every single city that you've been to. They were established a century ago, and they sought to maintain almost absolute control over all the major cities in Illumia. First, they started in King's Heart, directly under the king, but slowly and surely, as their ranks begin to grow and the kingdom begin to spread out, they became more almost traveling inspectors, almost going to some of the most hard-hitting issues of the country, and they report directly to the king.
So do we.
Well, I mean, we can use that. Because, I mean, if she reports directly to the king, I mean, we are on a mission for the king. And the king knows us very well.
Yeah, and
We've proven ourselves.
To the king. You know what we should say? We should say we are the Lost Tomes? I forgot our names that we told the king. And to see if she recognizes the name from the king.
yeah, we could also use it to our advantage of we're on the same team. I don't know who the Crimson people are aligned to, but between us and you, we're all for the king. We all report to the king. We have no reason to lie, only with the information that we have. And before those people came in town, this boy told us that he was scared of them because they had slaughtered everyone in this town.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay. So they're still talking. You see them whispering, and Vex every now and again turning and looking at your group and laughing, getting Lady Celine to chuckle a bit too. It would seem that they're having a good conversation.
Freaking lies.
Lies.
Lies and deceit. Kind couple minutes go by, and she nods their way, and she starts heading toward your guys' group. All 4 of you are prepping, ready to go, and she's walking slowly, and she...
I would like to note that we are looking like, at least me, I'm kind of like smiling and like, you know, I don't have like a rested bitch face. Like I'm purposely trying to like look approachable and like nice.
Okay. So she joins your ranks, and she's like, so, based on some of the evidence that I've attained from their side, and so far, I wanted to hear one more time, what do you think has happened here? You are the last party to show up, and it seems like you've missed a lot of the action, so unless you have something new to add, I'm going to let them go on their way and continue doing good.
You know, we are relatively in the dark here. I do know what we came across when we were here. You know, I'm not sure if you're aware, but we're actually a party working for the king on a number of investigations. And we came upon this after dispatching some werewolves up north of Elvenholm. And we came upon the town.
And also up in Elmhole, we had a very similar situation with werewolves. It was very different than what most people perceive of werewolves. We did watch the werewolves turn into human before dying, which is something that we may be seeing here, which is why we don't have a ton of evidence present of actual werewolves. Does that make sense? But anyways, we encountered that. We came here, and from my firsthand experience, I found this scared survivor, and he firsthand was, before they came close and realized he was there, he was very scared of that group and said that they had killed everyone in this town and his father. And we are here to do good as well. We report to the king just as you do. There's no reason for us to lie. This is like, we're just saying what happened. We may not like that group, but we would not spread lies. We're only here to help people.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check, Kezia, only.
Okay. 18. And he runs away.
Lady Celine sprints away. 18?
Yeah.
She's like, well, that's quite a story. But, you know, I'm a lady of evidence, and you say you were here under the king's command. The Crimson Blades did show me their papers about coming here to rid the valley of werewolves. Can I see yours as well if you are working under the king?
Yeah, we should have.
Do you still have our letter from the king asking us for help?
Who had it last? Or who had one?
Good question. Do we even keep it?
Yeah.
I will comment and say that you speak of seeing evidence, and I assure you, at our nearest opportunity we would be happy to speak with the king, or to converse and make this clear. But to be fair, if you're saying that evidence is what you're after, the Crimson Blades very clearly cast spells on the child in order to coerce the response they wanted when we were initially approached. I don't think that's something that somebody who's innocent would do. And
you witnessed
I
that
question,
as well.
I question their integrity and their truthfulness on the matter with that alone would raise a lot of suspicion, I would think.
That is very wise. But I did also see you cast a spell on the opposite party as well.
to stop the spell that they were very clearly casting under your watchful eye.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check on that, Pheromon.
Persuasion.
Looking for a DC 16, my man.
Let's go. Maybe. Hey, let's go. It's a 20. Dirty.
Hey, a
Hey.
dirty, stinky, artificially
Dirty, ugly 20.
inseminated 20.
Whoa, hey, whoa.
Whoa.
Oh, jeez.
What?
What about insemination? Jesus
Give
Christ.
it 20.
She thinks for a second, and she's like, well, I don't really like this party. I've been getting a very strange feeling about them, but facts are facts. You cast a spell, they cast a spell. You cast yours, stop theirs. I mean, the boy did confess, and then he confessed again, even after you.
Let us have you confess without their influence. Let him speak with you without their influence. I'll even say without our influence, so you can ascertain for yourself. But I plead that you know, that
Make
you.
sure that you're in a space where they can't cast spells on him. Or, I don't know if you have some kind of spell that gives
Warding
you a
against it.
bubble or something, but I think that's the only way.
I would urge you to all the boy is looking for is assurance that you'll not be harmed. If you can provide him that, as the sole survivor, it seems, of this massacre, I think that would be enough for him to tell you the real truth of the matter.
I think I know what to do. And she nods her head, and in between your two parties, the Shadow Wolf is just standing there, and she grabs boy. She walks with the boy over there, and she starts talking with him. Starts talking to the boy for a couple minutes, and your party and their party are kind of left to your own devices. So Vex walks over to you, Pheromon.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, this should be over very quickly. But what did you say about a helm? A gift?
Yes.
An offering to your better?
You would like to think so. No, I can't stand to think that I have gained off of effectively someone else's failure, that being yours. And it feels that, given the circumstances of which I received this helm, it would be better served by the trader who actually earned it. And so I just can't stand to carry it around anymore.
Well, then throw it away. Why should I take it?
It feels right to be with the person who earned it, as opposed with the person who ended up with it. And my brother's memory would not stand for me to keep something from its rightful owner.
Huh. And what does this helm do exactly?
It bestows boons for periods of time. Strength, namely. Something I know that you so desperately want for, but so evidently lack in a lot of ways.
Huh.
And if
Go
you
ahead
don't
and make
think
me
you
a
can
deception on that.
if you don't think you can handle it,
Make me a
it's
deception
a
check
22, dirty,
versus
dude.
his-
It's a
versus
19.
his insight. Let me pull up our boy.
It does feel wrong to both insult and try and gas him up a little bit, meta for a
Okay.
moment, but
Yeah. So he thinks for a second. Boons, you say?
boons indeed.
Well,
If you don't think you can handle it, I understand you may be, too weak or have so little, continence that you may not be unable to actually harness its power. But even in my weakened state, I was able to use it to successfully escape the situation that which you left me.
Power. Okay. Hand it over. Reaches out his hand.
All right, I'll take it off.
And it pops off. And you hand it over and give me a... Man, that would be a... Give me a perception check as you're handing this helm over.
That's gonna be a 14.
Okay. So as you reach out and he goes to grab this helm, you see ever so slightly from under some of his robes.
Yeah.
You almost see, like, it's almost like moving lights. Like you know those massage chairs that they glow red and then they kind of like move?
Yeah.
You kind of see, just for a split second before the light goes away, and he grabs the helm and he places it on his head.
Oh,
And
shit.
As soon
Do
as
I
he-
also see this? Can I do an Arcana check?
I guess would I be able to tell what that is, or just it's just kind of something I notice and just that's it.
You notice it.
Okay, that's about it.
Kezia, if you would like to make a check, I would say you need to do a perception check to see if you noticed it, and then then an Arcana to see if you even picked it up.
20. Perception.
Okay, yeah, you guys are exchanging conversation. You also notice the lights kind of flickering under his clothes. Go ahead and make an Arcana check to see if it reminds you of something. Hard to tell, lights. It could be a medallion. It could be some kind of enchantment.
I take note I think to myself, I should ask my grandma about this.
Okay, yeah, make mental note of that. He places it on his head, and as soon as it goes on his head, you see it kind of shrink to fit his head perfectly, and you see him kind of like, just the same thing as what happened with you. His body kind of engorges a little bit. Skin's a little bit pale blue, and right as you like passed the torch on, you hear just in the back of your little head, just laughter, and you hear, "I'll see you again, little mouse." And then as he says mouse, it kind of just like echoes and fades off.
Out,
and he stands there, he's like, "Oh, yeah, that, I can tell it's got some good boons. I can, you,
discerning.
when all things were considered, you weren't horribly unreasonably pathetic in our group, so I have to thank you for this gift." And
no, truly the joy is mine.
He walked away. He's like, what?
Fuck that guy.
What'd you say?
Huh?
No, that's what I thought. And he walks away. So, at this point, Lady Lieutenant Celine comes back and has the boy by the shoulder.
Travis, quick point of order. A lady can be a lieutenant without specifically saying lady lieutenant. Lieutenant is genderless, and so I just want to highlight that.
Okay, you PC son of a gun. You ain't getting any fans. These aren't our fans. Our fans aren't like that.
We don't have any fans.
We got no fans.
Quick point of order. Just kidding.
If it's, I do say that a lady can also be a lieutenant.
You calling it out almost diminishes the fact that she is a lieutenant by implying that.
So she walks up, boy
Pushes
in
glasses
the
up.
shoulder. Yeah, no, the typical anime. My lady.
What an ally.
Yeah, so she walks back with the boy, and she's like, "I've had a good conversation with this young lad, and he has cleared things up very well. And it seems that it is true that the Crimson Blades have rescued this boy and slaughtered the werewolves. And,
Okay.
and
I'm right.
It's,
Lady Lieutenant it is.
She's like, and this boy, I'll escort him back to the orphanage in Celestia, and
Isn't he 18?
he is 18, but on the cusp of 18, so he's still kind of a child. So legally speaking, yes, he's still a child, and he'll go and work at the orphanage. So he would like to say one more thing, and he walks up to the Crimson Blades like, "Thank you again for rescuing me." And he shakes their hands, and Lady Celine walks away with the boy.
God, I hate you guys so much.
Vex is like, "What? What was that?"
I hate you so much.
"Love you too." And they walk away. So just laughing. So picking up some things from along the street and inside of the houses as they go along, and you guys are left to your own devices.
Picking stuff up, like looting bodies and shit.
Very much so, looting bodies.
Oh god. I just want to fight them. God damn it.
Oh no! Look at them now.
Look at him. No, she's walked way off. So you guys are left in this scorched village. What are we doing?
I mean, mission accomplished for me, to be honest, guys. Quite a productive time for me.
Yeah, as soon as they're like out of earshot and everything, I like turn to Fairmont. I'm like, why the fuck did you give him a gift?
So many reasons. The helmet's actually cursed object. Has been since I picked it up. Unable to take it off my head. Some demon or demigod or force of nature possessed it and was trying to take over. So that's what I've been kind of dealing with, personally speaking. So yeah.
Oh, wow.
You mean
That's a
personal?
lot.
You ain't kidding.
So luckily, I mean, is it going to be eventually our problem again? Absolutely, without a doubt, pretty much going to be our problem again. However, until then, not our problem.
Real quick,
Uh-huh.
did the demon offer anything? Like, will he get stronger and bigger and fatter now that he has it back?
So it all depends on the vessel. Admittedly, Vex probably not the best vessel to give to a powerful demigod, as he is quite powerful in his own right. That being said, if I didn't get rid of the helmet in the next day, he was just going to take over my body, which was going to be unpleasant for me. So all's well that ends well. You know what I mean, gang?
So if that does happen, do you know how to destroy him? Did you get
Oh, he
any
can-
insight on that?
He can't be destroyed. He is a race ender or whatever it was called.
Bane of all races.
Bane of all races. So
So if he takes over Vex's body, we're basically fucked.
yeah, we better hope we get a little bit stronger in the meantime. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Really putting the team on my back lately, and I need you guys
Okay.
to step up. You know.
Yep.
So how long do we have? Like,
Good
how long
goals.
does that take you to get to that point? You said if you didn't get rid of it by tomorrow, it was gonna take her how? So how long have you been having this helmet?
Since how long have I had the helmet total?
Yeah, like when did he like? Now Bex just got it today, so
Yeah.
I assume the timer restarts for him.
No,
So do we have like?
could be immediately.
Oh, so the world's about to end. So.
Could be tonight. Yeah, could be.
First
Sure.
was werewolves, now it's this guy.
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah.
Yep. And
anything
then
you can remember about that demigod? You might want to.
jot that down. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
sure.
as you get finished with this conversation, Pheromone, you start to feel the weight of your body, and you need to put 2 points of exhaustion currently.
2 points. Let's
2
go,
points.
He also needs 2 points of shampoo.
Yeah, his hair is very musty and very big helmet head right here. Yes, 2 points. So that should be
Where is that?
disadvantage on ability checks, and I believe your speed is halved. You are much slower now.
I am quite EP.
You
Where's my
are-
exhaustion?
Should be the top conditions.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yep.
Stage 2 exhaustion. Damn. All right.
Yep.
I
You
am
are
not
quite-
feeling
Am I
great.
still at level 1 exhaustion? I just realized I.
No, we rested way back.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys rested a bit ago. So, yeah. So, your speed is halved, and you have disadvantage on ability checks until you get some good sleep. And the road lies open ahead. And are we continuing on towards Kessia's grandmother's house? I guess
To
she would lead
grandmother's
the way.
house we go.
To grandmother's house we go?
Yes.
So, you guys aren't far. If we're talking about the let me pull up the the map. So your guys' little outing on this village is about probably about like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour of the Shadow Grove. So, as you guys enter the dense woods of the Shadow Grove, the air grows thick. The scent of damp earth the sound of rustling leaves. The deeper you venture in, the more the light fades, only for faint beams of sunlight filtering through the canopy, casting long, eerie shadows. And as you push forward, the forest suddenly gives way to a small clearing. In the center of this clearing sits a seemingly perfect and quaint little cottage. The walls are made of warm, honey-colored wood, and the wood the roof is thatched with golden straw, and colorful flowers bloom in neat rows. Someone's been tending this garden, and smoke curls lazily from this chimney. And the sound of birds chirping in the air fills your guys' ears. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of visuals. Where are we? Ooba dooba doo. The little excuse me. A picturesque cottage in the woods. And it looks as though it's been plucked straight from a storybook. Quaint, cozy, the heart of Shadow Grove. It looks a little brief cobblestone walkway all the way up to the house. The scene is so serene, and it just feels out of a storybook as you approach this cottage in the woods.
After you, Kezia.
Oh, thanks. Just as I remember, Grandmother Clay is all set.
Yeah.
Following me,
Hey, real
guys.
quick, does somebody have beeping in the background?
Beeping? I hear clicking.
Oh, maybe it's me.
It's the fridge.
Oh, it's beeping because it's open still?
The fridge running.
It's the beer fridge. If you leave it open, it'll.
Please pause me!
Please!
I'm like, is there a fire out there or something? You guys got something going on?
Running his pizza.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
Is your
is.
fridge running? I'll vote for it.
Yep, it is very much so running.
I'll vote for it. There we
Thank
go.
you. I appreciate that. This quaint little cottage, and as you get closer, everyone needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Six. Fuck.
30-20.
Ooh, okay.
Team.
The saving throw, right? Wisdom?
Yep.
Yeah. 20.
Okay, so we got a 20, Bojack.
15.
15, okay. So it's a pass, Kezia.
Oh, I had disadvantage, so let me double check it.
Yeah, you have to. It might be net one. Kezia, what'd you get?
14.
14, okay.
I was like 6, yeah.
Okay, even worse. So, the two of y'all. Oh, actually. The two of y'all. As Luna and Bojack, as you study the scene before you, a nagging feeling just tugs at your mind, and something about this place isn't right. The colors are too bright, too perfect. Suddenly, the illusion starts to crumble, and you see the cottage for what it truly is. A vibrant flowers wither into thorny brambles, and the cobblestone path cracks and crumbles, revealing hidden traps along the way. The once charming cottage is now a dark, twisted, gnarling cottage, and the air grows cold, and the birds that were chirping disappear. Kezia, Kethgar, and Pheromon, though, perfect cottage, beautiful. You're free to walk ahead, but let me do something else if I can, 'cause I think I can bring two people over here. I think if I can bring. Ooh, wrong Jenny, but that's
Wait.
okay.
Who failed?
You.
Me and
Yeah.
Fairmont?
Yep. Okay, so I believe I have thrown you guys into the you guys have a good image on the house now and the walk ahead. So I assume who's leading the pack? Kezia? It's a beautiful cottage.
I would like to stop everybody and be like, hey, I don't think this is what we think this is.
looks like a pretty comfy cottage.
Well,
looks
it's not.
Pheromone, you
It
start to
looks
smell
Spoopy.
cookies in the air. Someone's cooking in there. Pastries.
Smells
We
good.
don't want no cookies. We don't want cookies. We need to pay attention. Can I roll perception to see if I see anything else? Like,
Yeah, what are you looking for?
yeah, just see anything.
Sure. Yeah, roll perception. What's around you? You're looking. Your friends are starting to continue walking a path.
Stop walking. Perception, right?
Yep.
21.
21, you start to see that the path ahead that your friends are walking is a false path. The true path winds and twists. The path that they are walking on is a path of traps and a tripwire ahead. And they're
And-
continuing walking forward, I suppose.
Oh, God. Okay, let's just keep going. I guess I'll just keep on high alert.
Okay.
Now,
Is it?
I assume I had visited my grandma's before. Do I think of this being odd or out of sorts?
It's been a couple years that you've been here. But from your memories, I mean, you've always remembered it being a loving-looking cabin. Are you guys walking ahead?
I mean, I have no reason not to.
Yeah.
Bojack goes in the back because he sees what.
I guess I'm in the middle and I'm just staying on guard and just untrustworthy. Like,
Okay, so you let them walk ahead on the path they're walking?
I mean, I try to stop them. If they want to keep going, then I'm just gonna have them go to their demise.
There are traps up there. There are traps.
Yep. I try
Okay,
to
I
find them.
I stop and I look back and I'm like, guys, it's my grandma's house. I would know. It's fine. I don't know what your problem is.
Well, it's dark and spoopy, and it looks like a witch's house, like a bad witch. Something out of a nursery rhyme. The bad one, the one that eats children. That's what it looks like.
What's your grandma you're talking about? How dare you?
Yeah.
Hey, never mind.
No, you don't have to go if you don't want to. More cookies for us.
Well, I'll be behind y'all. Don't worry. Just y'all walk ahead. I'll watch your back.
Okay, Fairmont, are you continuing ahead?
I mean, yeah, again, I have no reason not to.
Yep, you continue on the path, and go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw as you set foot on the seemingly clear pathway, but as you go down, you don't see anything, but you feel very slightly tension from under your foot as if you stepped on a tripwire of sorts.
It's a net 20 and
With
a
disadvantage.
5.
Oh, dang.
So it's a 5. Okay. So you step on this wire and click, and without missing a beat, this tripwire constricts around your foot and drags you towards the cottage and yanks you up by your foot on the porch, and you were just dangling.
Well, that is a little peculiar.
Me and Bojack are like, told you.
I full stop and I'm like, what?
Yep.
What
Your
kind of
friend has been
grandma you have?
dragged up until the cottage. What are we doing, guys?
Can
Well,
I look around to see if I see any more traps?
Yeah, make another perception check as you guys carefully walk
I
through.
mean, I'll try and get out myself.
I was gonna say, can I try to
That's
shoot him down with an arrow?
Sure, you gotta
An
you
arrow.
can try, yeah. What'd you get, Luna?
15.
A 15. You look ahead and you see that there is a path right in front of you that seems to be clear, but upon further inspection, that there's another rope, a little tripwire, a little snare.
Can I throw? Is there like a rock around me that I can just throw and trip it with the rock?
Yeah, you can throw a rock. So you eat a rock and it shoots up to the porch. So,
Well,
as far as you look, it looks clear to go ahead, all the way to the porch.
Rolled a 24 to hit.
Oh yeah, so you launch this arrow and it snaps the rope shut and he falls down on the porch.
You're welcome.
Hey, thanks.
Okay, and then I yell at you to knock on the door.
Yell at him,
Yeah,
or
right.
you guys go into the front door?
I'm a full stop because now obviously something's not right. But he's at the front door on the porch, so I'm telling him to like knock to have my grandma come out.
Okay.
Hope your grandma's in there.
I still see that I still don't notice anything wrong.
You can make another wisdom save.
I'll try it with disadvantage again. Let's go.
Try it again.
Hey,
Can I-
that's a 10 and a 17.
Okay.
So 10 it is.
All right. And Kezia, are you making another save too?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
7.
Yikes.
God, this cabin looks amazing.
Yep, it looks just as you remembered it. But as you guys are approaching the porch, I imagine. What are we doing?
I'm still stopped. I want him to go get grandma so she can come out and like figure this whole thing out. That's my plan.
Yeah, since Fairmont's at the door already and he's free, I think he needs to go in.
So all your
Hey,
friends
Grandma
are hanging behind.
Yeah, right.
I
knock.
said it.
I'll knock.
Okay. And you knock on the door. A couple minutes go by, and the door creaks open, and it's just darkness inside.
Doesn't look like anyone's home, y'all.
Okay.
Even for Fairmont, who sees like a bright, cheerful cabin.
He no longer sees a bright, cheerful cabin anymore.
Let's win.
He just rolls a 10.
Yeah, no, that passed. Oh, did I not transfer you over? Okay.
No. What?
Fairmont. There you go. Join the party.
Did I not
I
pass?
still knocked?
Yeah. Kezia.
I thought we both failed.
Nope.
I thought I failed. That's why I knocked the door.
Oh, yeah, no, it's
Well-
definitely not.
Alright, well,
No,
here
no.
we are.
The door's open. It's just black. Shadows.
Yeah, this
I-
house looks creepy now.
Can I sneak my way up to the front porch?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll stealth. Bojack, what are we doing in the back?
Bojack is slowly walking forward, but he's basically just waiting until everybody else gets themselves caught.
Yep.
That's 23 for me, for stealth.
Okay, so you sink down along the brush that lines the pathway, and the four of you walk forward.
I'm walking forward.
I'm so confused. Do I see a cheerful cabin or do I see a cabin?
You see cheerful.
You see a cheerful cabin.
You're the only one that does.
It's just like you remembered it, of all the happy days of your youth and with your grandmother.
Well, oh well, let's go.
Yeah, so I am sneakily approaching the porch, and I see that the door is open, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to go in.
Okay.
Sneakily, stealthily, still.
So, Pheromone's there. You're stealthing in. Bojack, are you going with them?
Might as well try and stealth in too.
Okay. And Kezia, what are we doing? We staying back? It looks like your grandma's house.
I am seeing everyone making it to the porch seemingly okay, so
Yeah.
I do inch ahead cautiously, but I am moving towards the front of the house.
Okay.
Porch.
So, the four of you are on the porch, and
Where's Kethgar?
so go ahead and make a perception check. Or actually, your
Oh.
passive perception is pretty low.
Yeah. Low.
Or pretty high. I'm so sorry.
I was gonna say.
It's very high. You look over for the fifth of your party, and he seems to be talking to a tree. And you see the faint glow of runes on his arms, and his eyes start to just blip blip light a little bit. He's talking to a tree. But as Kezia sets foot on this porch, she now sees it for what it is. And everyone needs to make a dexterity saving throw the second she steps on that porch. Okay.
Dex save?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus.
DC 18.
17.
Yeah, I passed.
Ah.
That's a 2.
Woof! All right,
23.
Kezia. 23.
10.
Oof, oof, oof. Okay, so as you step in and you see her step on the porch, Luna, in the last second, you backtrack, take a big leap back off of the porch out of the doorway, and from the doorway shuts with iron bars, almost looking like teeth.
Like a mimic.
And the porch has bars that shoot up around the party, almost like the house is chomping down.
Monster
and
house.
you hear a rustle, and you see 2 giant legs pop out from the side of the window and
Baba Yaga's
set down.
house.
Yep. And then another large chicken leg steps down, and it starts to creak and rumble as it raises you guys up off the ground. And it shakes a little bit, and it throws its massive house head back, and the 3 of you fall in. And Luna, I'll say in this moment, as you jump back and it chomps down, you can grab hold of the iron bars, and you'll be on the outside of the cottage. And it
Like,
yeets you
Heskar's
back.
still on the ground, right?
He's still talking to the tree. Yep,
On the ground. Okay.
on the ground. Yep, and the friends get yeeted in to the entrance of the cottage. It creaks and groans and rises on these 2 giant bird-like legs. And inside the cottage, a figure starts to emerge. And let me give you guys some image. You guys are greeted by a
Grandma?
nice looking little grandmother. Whoa, mama. Hold on. Where'd it go? Cotton Eye Joe.
Where's Grandma?
Where's Gram? Why is the party regroup? There we go. Okay. So you were met with the image of a an older woman, very elven features and
Very
a bony,
demure.
very demure,
Very mindful.
very mindful. And this woman speaks out, and she says, "Who dares trespass in my lair?"
Now, is this my grandma? Would I know that she is my grandma?
She looks like your grandma, yeah.
Where am I just outside, just like chilling?
You're just holding on to these bars as it raised up. You just.
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying the ride.
Yeah, and she's like, "Do you know the price of meddling in my domain?" And at this moment, the teeth start to kind of crunch down, and the cage in which you 3 are in is shrinking.
Kezia, tell her we're cool.
Grandma Glade, it's me. It's your daughter or granddaughter Kezia.
And then as you say that, the teeth are almost like it's about 5 feet of teeth left before it comes down, and it pauses. And oh, my dear sweet Kezia, it's you! And the teeth start to raise up. And it seems almost her demeanor has changed instantly. The terrifying figure softens, and the eerie glow of her eyes fade a little bit, breaks into a warm, grandmotherly smile, and she waves her hand, and the cage fully retracts its teeth, and the house starts to... The legs rest on the ground. The cottage is settled back down. Its bird-like legs retract. And the menacing figure before you has changed instantly. And you were standing in front of none other than Elwyn Whisperwind, Kezia's grandmother. And she runs to greet you and grabs Kezia, and she looks at you. Oh, my dear, you've grown.
Gotta say, Grandma, didn't realize, is it always this creepy?
Oh, well, the perception of your home changes as you change, and it's probably the same, might be a little different. I painted the doors. That might be what you're saying is different, but, it's neither here nor there.
Neither here nor there. We're very much at the there, not the here.
She's like, oh, Kezia, you have friends. Oh, I could tell you stories of how alone she was all her life.
Okay. We don't have to get into that.
But I'm glad. And she grabs both Pheromone and Bojack's cheeks and squeezes them really hard, almost like your skin's about to fall off. She's like, I'm so glad she has friends.
I think Luna will like knock on the door.
Yeah, so you're not with the party, and you kind of.
Yep.
And she's like, "Oh, do you have a child?
No. She's
Is she for me?"
she's just a halfling.
What do you mean for you? Is she for you? What does that mean?
I am not food. Hi, I'm Kezia's friend.
Wait, no, we can't just move past that. What do you mean by, is that for me?
That's what I'm saying, I'm not food. That's what she meant. I am not food.
Is that what she meant?
I don't
Well,
know.
you know, it's neither here nor there. But
yeah, I am not food.
Well, of course.
None of these people are food.
Well, any friend of Kezia is welcome here. Come in. And she welcomes you into her house. Let me see. I think I might have a little image on her house. Maybe. Nope. Not yet. She welcomes you into this quaint little house. There's, some chairs in the waiting room and some bits and baubles all around, and you guys are in Kezia's grandmother's house. What are we doing?
Can I sneakily look around, just with my eyes, so I don't make it obvious?
Sure. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
That's going to be a 21.
A 21. So you peer around the house and you see, again, bits and baubles. You see shrunken heads on the mantelpiece. You see some sage burning in the background. And it seems, as much as you could tell right now, it's just an herbalist's hut. Nothing really stands out. It seems safe, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, I was. I would like to thank her for inviting us into her home.
Well, of course, dear. Any friend of my granddaughter is welcome here, and of course, anything I can do to help. I'm glad I haven't had visitors in a decade or two, I would say.
Well, I'm actually happy you said that because we do need your help.
Well, I'm here to help, of course.
So, Kezia has another friend. He's outside, talking to your tree.
Is he also a druid? That makes sense. The trees like to talk. I can understand what he might be doing.
No.
No, he's not druid. There's these runes showing up on his arm, and I do remember you telling me about them, but I have forgotten. Bad years. But I brought him here because I thought perhaps you could read them and help us. I think he's under a curse or spell.
Runes. Well, I guess bring him here, or better yet, she's claps her hands, and the house's rug whips out and grabs him and yanks him back in, And you see at this point in time, the runes of his arm have faded and his eyes are back to normal. He's like, what the, release me! What the hell is this? He's like, oh, hey guys.
Hey, Cathcar, what are you doing, buddy?
I was out there waiting for y'all, and then all of a sudden you were gone, and then I was getting yanked. I was getting yeeted.
You're not talking to that tree out there?
I don't know how to talk to trees, but second you were there, second you were gone. Very spooky, and he nods at ma'am. Well, you have a wonderful house, and you put me down? And she's like, oh yes, of course. Snaps. The tongue whips away, leaving him a little damp.
Ooh, sorry, buddy.
Yeah. So you were with Nana Whisperwind.
I would like to ask her, so these runes, I know they're not on his body now, but have you ever seen anybody with purple robes and bright purple hair? Does that sound like anyone familiar to you?
Purple robes and hair. That does sound familiar. Yes, I believe I had a client who fits that description.
She also has a pendant of amethyst.
That does sound... I believe, yes, I had a client who came through a couple of years ago who fit that description, yes.
Okay, so we think that she might have cast something on Kethgar, because you see Kethgar will have flashes of his old life and sometimes get aggressive towards us. He's been through a lot. He lost his wife and his child, and in a vision I saw her there taking him away.
Very interesting. And by this point, she kind of slunked over to him. And she's like, well, give me a minute and I'll... Grabs his arm and kind of looks at it and sniffs it a little bit. Licks the arm a little bit. She's like, yes, give me a minute. I'll examine him shortly. He's like, why don't you come into my shop? And he leads... she leads him away into her workshop. Do you guys follow, or are you staying in the waiting area?
I'll go that way.
Yeah, I'll follow you.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, here.
Okay.
We're all following.
I guess we're all following her into her workshop. Okay. Nana's workshop.
Yikes.
So you walk into Nana's workshop, and there are marionettes everywhere. Puppets of different sizes and shapes, and all sorts of races too, which is seemingly odd. And she's like, well, just wait here and play with the toys as I examine him. And she kind of walks to the center room, sits him in a chair, and starts to examine him with different lenses and little measuring tapes and looking all over his body. And you guys are in the workshop waiting for her to finish her job.
Bro, is Kethgar a puppet?
Are you asking?
Is this really is this really her grandma?
This is my grandma. Yeah, I don't remember.
I was promised cookies.
I don't remember this.
Yep. So you guys take a minute to glance around and look at the puppets a little bit, and
Yeah, can I get deep into the puppets to see if they're just puppets or are they infused with some type of magic?
yeah, sure. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
14, investigation. Oh god. That is going to be a 22.
Okay. So with a 22, you look around and you see many different puppets. But the thing is with these puppets is you're starting to notice that they're all very strange. They're all very lifelike and realistic, and some of their faces are just a little too strange of emotions. That you look from one to another, and like this one woman's hair is just too realistic, and you feel it. And even though it's a wooden puppet, it's very much so. As you just take a closer look, and you can't shake the feeling that these puppets were once alive. The details are too precise. The lines of pain etched on their face, and the desperate reach of some of their hands with their strings. It's too real.
Are they the same size as me?
They're just a little bit smaller than you.
And I look back and I'm like, I think this is what she meant in mind for her. Not food, but a puppet.
And as you look around, you see that there are different races. It's not just halflings. There's dragonborns and humans and elves and orcs. But they're all kind of the same size.
Hey, Kezia, does any of this ring a bell from what your grandma was doing before? Oh. Does any of this ring a bell from what she was doing before? This all seems very odd, even for elves.
Grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she is a witch, and I don't remember some of, I would say most of this.
Okay, so is this really your grandma?
When's the last time you saw her?
Well, it was a couple years ago.
Huh. Okay.
Okay, so that was Luna's investigation. Is anyone else making any investigations on these puppets?
I would also like to make an investigation.
Sure, yeah. Anyone who would like to look at the puppets a little deeper, go ahead.
Yeah, right. What is it?
5.
Was
5?
it investigation?
Investigation. Kezzy, you got a 5?
Yeah.
You look over some of these puppets and you're like, man, I never really came in this room.
11.
That she always kind of steered me away from this room. I never really got to see much of this room. That's what your investigation is. But it's cool to see puppets. They're cool. With 11, you look over at one puppet, and in your peripheries, you could have swore that one of these puppets just moved.
Bojack got a 23.
But Bojack, you clocked that. That puppet definitely moved.
I've seen this before. Just now, actually.
Yeah, it was in a different position just a second ago, as if you weren't looking. It moved. Do you go investigate the puppet?
Yeah, he would like to not touch it. He would like to just go closer.
Okay. So, you go closer, and you investigate this puppet. Again, it's just a little bit smaller than Kezia, but you can tell it's definitely a dwarf. It's a purebred dwarf. Carries a great war hammer, and his armor is just too realistic. His facial features too good. It's just too good.
So real.
So real. And Bojack, go ahead and make me a history check. As you look over this puppet,
Okay.
something about it is just familiar.
18.
Nice. That was the DC. Okay. So a sudden realization strikes you as the puppet looks so real. One day you were a child in your village. You remember there was such a great hubbub in the village about one of the legendary 3 coming to visit your village. The legendary dwarf barbarian Durin Ironbeard. He came by, signed different pieces of weaponry, and he even tousled your hair a little bit as you were a kid. And it's one of the 3 heroes of Illumia. You remember just hearing stories leading up to his arrival and passage through town of the hero who went above and beyond and closed the gates of Shadowfell long, long ago, and how afterwards they went their separate way. And could it be this is where he ended? I don't know. This puppet's really, really realistic, though.
I would like to get closer to the puppet. Enough, close, not touching it, but close enough to whisper, "Blink if you need help."
So you lean in and you say, "Whisper if you need help. Wink if you need help," or whatever you said. And
Yes, that.
you just see its eyes are glistening with almost, it looks like gloss, painted gloss, and it just wiggles just a smidge.
Say yes.
Okay. And at this
I
point,
mean, well, that's.
go ahead.
I was gonna say that's probably more than it should have wiggled.
I don't think I
Hey,
supposed to wiggle at all.
Hey, Kezia's grandma. She's in the room, right?
She's like 10 feet away.
I'll talk. Go over talk to Kezia's grandma.
Yes, I've just finished.
Oh, can I see who it is? Did she do something to what's his name?
Yeah, so none of y'all were looking at this process, and
Great.
He's-
He's now a puppet.
no, he's sitting there, just blinking, glancing. He's like, "I've just finished my examination of your friend, and I think I understand what's going on."
Okay? So we'll start there. What's going on with him?
And she starts to, well, here's, why don't, Kethgar, be a dear and go brew us another pot of tea. She pats him on the back and he gets up and kind of walks away for a minute, and she's like, "Okay, well, I got some good news and some bad news."
Let's start with bad news for once, all right? Let's end on some good news.
I do believe that your friend is in a little bit of a bind.
Oh, in what way?
I do recognize this affliction. It's very rare, but not unheard of. His soul is deeply entwined with this curse. Far more than I initially feared when I heard that his runes were on his body, as you were saying.
Oh, what's his curse?
Well, I wanted to speak privately with you because I care about my dear sweet Kezia and her relationships with her friends, and well, what do you know of Arcana Lapsus?
Nothing. Well, actually, do I know anything? I'll check.
You can make a medicine check.
Let's give it a go, eh?
Can I do a medicine check as well?
Of course.
All right, I need to whip out my dice. This is...
That'll be a 6.
A 6?
I don't know shit about it. Yeah.
I rolled a 3.
Well, I'm sure you all know what Arcana Lapsus is, but to be frank, it's a great burn on some of our more enchantedly inclined folk. The thing with this is it's, and she looks over to see. Why don't you close the door first and foremost?
All right, we'll close the door.
Because the door to the workshop that Cathgar
he
has
went
gone
through.
to. Yeah.
Okay.
So she's like, "Well, this is Arcana Lapsus. Beware the magic that delves deep and slow, for Arcana Lapsus lays you low. Eyes grow blight and runes aglow. Hold tight to your mind, or it will go." That's what I taught
That's
my dear
what
Kezia.
Kezia
Time ago.
frickin' learned.
It's unfortunately.
I remember now.
Yes, I taught you as much as I could before you left, but Unfortunately, this is a debilitating magical affliction. It affects the mind and memory of those exposed to very powerful arcane energies or curses. It's more often than not a life sentence. It's caused...
So how do we help him?
Well, that's the thing. He's pretty far along. There's only ever been one cure, and that's to strike down that person responsible for this powerful closeness to the energy or the curse. It really could be either. But
Who?
if you know who did it, you could have a chance of stopping it.
Who is it?
Person?
It could be a curse. It could be just exposure. I don't know, my dear, but it's. I mean, has he had memory loss and hallucinations, violent paranoia?
Yes.
Yeah.
All those.
All of the above.
Okay. So these are the latter stages of this affliction, and he's going to struggle to distinguish between reality and illusion very soon. It's going to get almost on a daily basis if he's already suffering from those big three. Usually most people relive traumatic events or familiar faces as enemies. It's not good.
You told me that you said that the lady that I said was a client of yours.
I do remember that, yes.
Do you remember her name or where she's from?
Yes, I do.
Well, what is it?
Well, unfortunately, I am a reputable business owner, and I cannot divulge anything with my clients.
But this is for Kezi's friend.
Oh, and I love my Kezzy. She grabs her cheek and wiggles it a little bit, but it's not that easy, dear. It's a pact in blood. I physically cannot speak of my clients.
Can you say anything? Like which way she went or what she purchased or anything to help us?
Of course, she went that way, as she points out her door, the front door.
Does she go left? She go right? She go straight? She go up?
Out. And my door shut, and she was gone from my life, as they all are. Unless they come back, one way or the other. She smiles.
Beautiful. Okay. What'd she buy?
Shrugs.
What? I don't know.
If you were me, Grandma, what city should I visit next?
Oh, well, I would hope that you'd be going home.
Oh, well, can't go home, so next best outside of that.
Well, I can't divulge any information about my clients, but I would say if you could follow any clues that he would give you, and at this moment you hear the door creak open, and Kethgar's kind of just like standing there. He was listening. He walks forward. He's
Hey.
like,
How's that tea coming along, Kefkar?
and he walks in. He said, "I think this is about me. I should be in this conversation."
I
Oh.
agree.
Just pitching up. Yeah, come on in.
It's like I'm not a child. I heard everything she said, and well, I've faced down death before. If my time is near or close, so be it. But I won't go without finishing what I started. We have missions to do, and I intend to see it through. And is there anything we can do to prevent some of these outbursts. He looks at Grandma. And she's like, well, if you're trying to track down someone you saw in a vision, she pats Luna's head. I'm not too shabby going inside brains.
Whose brain? Do you have to go in his brain or my brain?
And as you say this, she's already kind of like around his shoulders. And she's like, I could go in and see. And again, I can't divulge information about any of my previous clients, but if you all would like to come with me, I can delve into Kethgar's mind, but I can bring as many of you as you would like to go with me.
I'll go.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay, then I will stay behind to support Kethgar in the real world.
Count me in, Granny.
Okay, so Luna is going to stay out.
Yes.
Okay, and the rest of the party's going, and she's like, but I must warn you, the journey could be perilous, and memories buried deep are often protected, but in his situation, protected by powerful magic. If you wish to join me, you may see things that could lead you ahead, and you might find the pain that comes with it.
I'm already dead inside,
sleep
so
so bad.
She's like, good. And she snaps her finger, and this big chair, kind of like the boards kind of, and the planks split open, and there's this almost like a surgeon's chair with straps. She's like, come here, dear, sit down. And she sits Kethgar down and straps his arm in. And it's like, this is for your own safety. And she straps his arms and straps his leg to the chair. And she stands behind him. And she's like, well, those of you who are joining me, grab his hands and circle around.
Paramount, maybe you should stay here and rest.
Yeah, sounds like a good plan. I can sit this one out. I'm next to useless right now, to be fair.
Okay. So you sit back, so Bojack and Kezia are going in?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys grab one of his hands each and grab each other's hands, and Granny, she's like, well, this should be fun. And she grabs her like gnarled hands, kind of wrap almost like a crown onto his head, and her eyes glow deep green, and the lights start to fade a little bit, and you see for a second that it looks like she's almost changing just a little bit. Horns start to sprout from her head, and her face gets a little more sunken in, and she's like, now we work. And she kind of digs her nails a little bit into his skin, not enough to hurt him, but just to get deep in there. And Bojack and Kezia, your eyes gloss over, and you feel like you are falling in space and time and going deep into Kethgar's mind. And for some visualization, you guys are falling in colors. Muted colors are kind of just blurring by you. Things are starting to focus, and your duo finds themselves standing, like clomping down in the middle of a doorway of a modest cottage. The interior is bathed in cold gray light, and you can't help the feeling of being inside someone else's mind. And it's like, this is his home. The wooden beams supporting the ceiling and a hearth that has long since gone cold. The walls are adorned with hand-carved trinkets, little figurines of wood and simple tapestries, and the air is thick. The only sound you guys are hearing is just the groan and creak of the floorboards as Kethgar takes a step inside. You're watching, almost like you're floating behind him, watching him roll through this memory. And a low whisper through the cracks of the door carry the echoes of this past. And you look ahead and You see he is stuck in space, noticing the bodies of his wife and his 2 kids. And this is how this is going to work. Both of you and Kethgar need to make wisdom saving throws. You could, at every layer, you can elect to fail the wisdom save, to go deeper. Luna has done this similarly, but you can elect to go deeper after every memory, or you can try and resist and you will get shunted from this. But on this first layer, do you guys willingly or unwillingly pass a wisdom save?
Wait, if we don't pass, we go deeper, or if we do pass, we go deeper?
If you do not pass the wisdom save, you can go deeper,
But you'll take damage.
but you'll take damage.
Okay. And if we wait, did you say we could willingly fail it?
Yep, and you just keep on going, but you'll take damage. Keep going deeper, trying to uncover some mysteries.
Bring it on, baby.
Yeah, I'll willingly go deeper.
Okay. So let's get some dice here. Where's my D8s? Is that a D8? That's a D8. That's a D8. You know what? I'm just gonna do it under Kethgar's name. Okay. So if you both willingly, all 3 of us need to. Actually, I'll let you guys roll. You need to roll 5d8 psychic damage.
Jesus.
And then take damage to yourself.
Good thing you stay behind, Fairmont. We may need your help.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, shit.
20 damage.
24.
All right, subtract the damage. Staying on this first level of memory, you look at these mangled bodies. Blood is not only like on the ground, but on the walls and on the ceiling. These lifeless bodies of his wife and children slain mercilessly. But as you guys look around, go ahead and make an investigation check. Again, we're coming here with a purpose. $14.
14.
And Bojack, what'd you get?
A 10.
A 10. Okay. So, Kezia, you look around and you start to take in as much as you can, and you look and you see that it's hard to look at these bodies, but you're looking and you're seeing that these injuries are from different sources. It's clear when you get a deeper look. It's hard to look, but you look nonetheless. One injury is clearly a laceration from a whip around the neck, arcane burns, dagger slashes, and you also see a decomposing undead servant that has been struck down, perhaps from the assailants. But it's clear to see that this was a group effort that slayed this family. And do you guys want to push deeper? You hear the words of the Whisper Witch. Shall we go deeper?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I can go deeper.
Beautiful. And go ahead and roll 6d8 damage of psychic damage. 6d8. Subtract it from. Whoa! Oh, my boy. My boy.
Oh. Oh.
You're good. This is nothing. You keep it going.
And subtract your damage.
Oops.
So you feel the waves of pain setting in from the psychic hits going deep into the mind of your friend. And you push deeper in. This time the scene shifts abruptly. Almost like a dream, taking a sudden turn where you're in a different room. But the warm hues of the cottage fade to more of a surreal mist. And you see a figure kneeling in the ground, stunned silence. It's the it's the shock you feel where there's no emotion, there's no fear, there's no sadness, a look of true despair on your comrade Cathcar's face. And you see a figure emerge from behind him, a beautiful woman with flowing purple hair that glows faintly in the dim light, and her robes intrinsically embroidered with silver threads and shimmering like moonlight. Her face is serene but kind and determined and calculating. And you look and you see that she puts her hands on his head and starts to whisper to him. And go ahead and make me an Arcana check, both of you. She's whispering to him and he nods his head. 15? Okay.
17.
17. So as she's whispering to him and he nods his head, you realize that this is not a curse she's putting on him. Curse is very clear. It's malevolent. You see it and you feel it in the air, but this one is a deliberate memory alteration spell designed to hide the truth from the being itself, to protect the true perpetrators for now. And you can see that this was not a curse. This was voluntarily brought upon. But you hear in the back of your heads, I think we can go deeper.
I don't think I can make another round.
I'm almost dead, lady.
Well, we don't have to, but I feel there's more.
How much health do you have left?
I got 15 points.
I got 13.
What's going on outside of the? You see your friend's nose is starting to bleed, eyes starting to wince with pain.
Yeah, I can't heal. Can I do something crazy and like grab their hands to see if I can just jump in?
You can certainly try. On this one, I'm gonna say there's a DC 15 Arcana check to resonate with the group.
Let me try. I have nothing to Arcana, but I'm rolling high. Is that 15?
15.
Oh, nope, that's a 2.
I'll try two things. I'll do a warding bond on the bodies of my friends.
Okay.
Warding bond will give them a +1 to AC and saving throws. One bonus to AC and saving throws, and has resistance to all damage. Noted, if you take damage and I take damage of the same amount. So actually, I don't know if I want to do that. After all, I'm gonna undo that one real
Talking
quick.
it out, I don't think I want to do that.
Don't want to do that one. Let me see what I got. Can I tell who looks the worst?
They're both looking a little worse for wear. It's hard to tell. You can make an investigate. You can make a medicine check to see who's worse. But they're both hurting.
You know why not? We'll cast a healing word on both. 6 and 10 and 7.
All right. So 10 and 7 to whoever wants to get the 10 and the 7.
So you have less points, you can take the 10.
10, okay.
Okay. So, do we push deeper?
Alright, I think I got one more push left in me. And even then...
Bojack doesn't, but he will anyways.
Brave adventurers. Let's go deeper. And you feel the pulse of her energy And this is the last level. You need to do, let me look at this real quick. It should make sense that it is, yep, 8d8, or 78, I'm so sorry, 78.
Maybe I should have went.
That was a big one.
Sheesh.
Wait, 78?
78.
Oh, shit.
What?
Oh my god.
I would like to point out that Bojack has a special ability that will knock him down. If he goes down to 0, it'll actually just knock him down to 1.
Okay, so wait, okay, let's play this out. Kezia, how many points damage did you get? Did you already subtract it? What?
Let me subtract it here.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
You did what?
I did. I rolled a
Oh, okay.
37.
Kezia falls. She falls out of the loop. Bojack, you drop down, but you drop back up, right?
Yes, because I have, what's it called? It's called Relentless Endurance. So when you reduce to 0 but not killed, you can drop to 1 HP instead once per long rest, which I haven't done it yet, so.
Okay, so Kezia falls back unconscious, lets go of her friend's hand. Bojack, you fall as well, but you fall to a knee, and you feel her hand release, and instinctually you grab both of Kethgar's hand to complete the circle, and you're still in. Kezia falls back. You see the mist thickens and swirls around you. You look around, the glowing orb that you can only surmise was Kezia is no longer there. The color shifts to deep purples and blacks, and the air is filled with the scent of burning incense. As the woman steps back, she grabs hold of Kethgar one last time as his eyes flash to white, and she's like, you hear her speak, and she says, "Good luck. I have all the faith in you." And you see she's crying. And go ahead and make me a history check. You have a clear look of her face.
Okay. Come on, dice. 18.
Whoa, if it meets, it beats. DC was 18 there.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay, I think I have a visual for you guys. You know what? Maybe I don't.
The granny's face is creeping me out.
Granny's face.
Yeah,
is
honestly,
creeping
I
you
had to
out?
click off of it.
They don't call her the Whisper Witch for nothing, you know. I believe I do have, so you can take a little visual.
So Kezia, can you do that?
No. At least I don't think so.
No.
Well, I'm dead, so, you know.
Yeah, she's out. She's out for the count. Oh man, do I not have a visual for this? I thought I did. Huh. Look at that later. No big deal. We don't need it.
I need all the visuals.
I might be able to find it if you give me one split second.
I'll give you 2.
Yeah, 2 split seconds. Okay, I can work with 2 split seconds. Maybe. She's hard to miss. Ooh, she might be hard to miss. Where is that dingus McBringus? Nope. I'm not going to waste any time on that. We're going to go back to that. Hey, thanks for the follow. So, Bojack, with that history check and the recent exchange with this puppet, as the fanboy that you once were in your youth, the 3 legendary heroes of Illumia her presence is both awe-inspiring and terrifying. The implications of her involvement are overwhelming as well. You knew Durin Ironbeard, but you never got to see. You only saw in books Seraphina Stormweaver, the legendary 3, the most powerful wizard to grace Illumia, at least self-proclaimed. And it had to be her. It had to be her. You only saw pictures or drawings, but it starts to make sense that she was involved. The purple-haired woman is that wizard. And as she releases Kethgar, he stands up and walks beside her out the door, and the door closes. And the Whisper Witch whispers in your ear, Bojack. She's like, I knew it was my client. It's like, well, now you know, so you can tell your friends. And almost like the wind gets sucked out of you, and you pop back with your friends at 1 HP.
Kezia down.
Kezia's down. She's unconscious.
Yeah.
Oh, unconscious.
Somebody,
Okay, cool.
somebody help her.
And she's like, oh my, that girl. And she goes and touches Kezia, and...
The dice roll.
And it is 25 points of healing.
Okay.
Do I need it? My thing says to do a death save.
You would have, but this all happened in split seconds. So she brought you up. So you don't have to worry about
So
that.
25?
25 points healing as she just touches your arm. She's like, come, dear. It wasn't that bad. And she's like, so you've seen much today, but remember, knowledge is power. And use it wisely. It's like, did you get your answers?
Yeah. Well, no, he didn't say it like that. He's like, I did get those.
Okay, so I assume you relay this information onto your group.
Yes. Yeah, I let them know. Well, I'm just like on my deathbed. It was.
And
And they're like, huh?
It
who?
was what? It was who?
And go ahead. Yeah.
Sophia Starwaver.
One of the legendary 3.
Yeah, one of those.
The big hard hitters of Illumia before your time. And as she, I think I'll get you some tea. And she walks out of the room.
When he says that name, can I do like a history check to see if I remember her?
Yeah, of course.
Will it be history?
It'd be history.
Ugh.
Wait, is it
Oh,
Stormweaver?
18. Yeah,
Yes.
Stormweaver. It's not Skyweaver.
No.
Oh.
Seraphina Stormweaver.
Okay, like, you mean the one who, like,
I
shit
said-
on the desk?
The one, the who, and the what, and the hey?
Wasn't that Stormweaver, or... shit on the
Skyweaver.
desk?
Not the one-
Oh, Skyweaver?
That was not, no, that is just her first name, Skyweaver. She's a kobold.
Oh, okay.
What'd you get, Luna, on your history check?
18.
18. Yeah, you spent a lot of time in the cities. You heard legends. You heard tell of how the legendary 3 stopped Arcturus from releasing hordes of undead from Shadowfell, and they closed the portal to the Shadowfell that he opened. This famed necromancer defeated, and shortly after, the party disbanded. And, well, it looks like there might have been some dealings after the fact. And she, from Bojack's description, she looked as young as she ever had. But you remember stories of this. It's widely known. But as the night draws to a close and the warm glow of candlelight flickers around Nana Whisperwind's cozy cottage, the scent of herbal tea, a blend of spices and wildflowers that only a witch of her caliber would know. You guys sit and sip your tea, and Kezi's grandmother, unexpectedly kind but ever mysterious, leans back in her chair. Her eyes flicker from green to a dull, almost like a forest green, deep dark green, versus the neon green that Bojack and Kezi had just seen a second ago. And there's a heaviness in this room as the reality Kethgar's condition settles in, and a sorrowful revelation that the group is leaving with mixed emotions. Yet in this moment, seem a sense of peace and direction, with clues they had not had previously. And so with the warm tea in your hands and the howling wind outside, we leave our adventurers for tonight, and I think that's where we're going to pick up next time, and where our journey ends for today, as you guys sit and sip your tea in silent contemplation. And we're going to pick up there. So everyone say bye.
Bye.